Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. Okay, this is going to be a funky angle again. And to do this without knocking over the GoPro. I am now taking out my spark plugs. I had to jump around on my schedule here. Just because I want to do a little more research on that fuel injection. I've seen some really good tips on how to use it, stuff like that. Now, I'm going to show you something really weird what Triumph's got going on here. You get a tool kit to take out your plug, okay, but what you don't get with the tool kit, sorry, I lied, I understand now. I hate it when I have to prove myself stupid. I'll show you what's happening. You get this thing, okay, that's your plug wrench. It's a good plug wrench, nothing wrong with it. And if you want to take it off, you got to put a 16mm socket on the top like that to take it off, right? Okay, well, you don't get a 16mm socket and a ratchet in your toolkit. What you do get is an Allen key that fits in there. Yeah, look at that. Ain't that nifty? Sorry, Triumph. Sorry, you did right. I was stupid. My bad. Okay, get that in there. However, that's not a lot of room. Maybe I gotta go the other way. Taking out spark plugs is always a delicate operation. Yeah, counterclockwise. That's a little tight in there. Aluminum heads. These plugs, I don't think these are new plugs. So the Triumph dealer, they only did a partial. I will say though, it's freaking easier. But just go easy when you're taking out plugs. Try not to kink things or whatever. Probably just get it started anyway. It's coming out okay. Invest in a nice plug wrench is a good idea, but okay now. Yeah, so this is a good learning curve for anybody that didn't realize it until I just looked at it. I haven't really examined the Triumph toolkits. You should examine your motorcycle toolkits when you first get them, and I'll tell you why, because you don't really realize what you have in there. A lot of times you can do a lot more with those little toolkits than you think. So here's my second plug. So far, everything's looking good. No oil on there. Nice light tan brown. That's 2 for 2. So these plugs are probably still fine, a little corroded. Now there's good news and bad news in this. Okay, if I don't have to replace my plugs, okay, and I will be testing them, we're going to do a whole segment on plugs. There's a reason why this is going to take me about 3 or 4 days to get all this done. This is day 2. Not only, I also have other things to do during the day. But it's going to look a little funny at first, but you can see how dirty this plug looks. We'll get a better look at it in a second. I'm going to number this one number 2. So you see I just numbered, yeah, the number's upside down, but it's number 2. And I'm doing that for a reason, so I put them back in the same holes I pulled them out of. And the reason why I'm doing that, like that, okay, is, where'd my spark plug wrench go? Is for the simple fact that there's going to be a lot of diagnosing of the plugs. This last one here is probably going to be a real pain because of you. You are so painful. You shouldn't be. Maybe I'll take the hard one. I always like to do the hard stuff first, but coils are in the way. I didn't realize it took me a second to dawn on me why. I was like, I've never seen spark plug caps like that. These are the actual motorcycle coils. I mean, I'm used to working on bikes from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah, these are the new motorcycle coils. That's kind of cool. They do seal up pretty good. I can understand what they're doing with it. Make sure that's on there really good. Okay, so the reason why you want to make sure you don't want to strip anything, so just gentle. So a lot of times they're in there not too bad anyway. And just try not to snag up on anything. If it feels like it doesn't want to go, don't force it. Go at it easy. You know, this plug's really, maybe it's just because it's in the awkward position, whoever put it in last and put it in right. I wonder if my plugs are just loose. That could happen too, you know, there's a lot of vibration on a motorcycle. This will be my first plug check, which is also a good indicator. Plugs are going to tell you more than you could possibly... Reading plugs is a lost art form. Everybody just, okay, no, just pull it out and chuck it out because it's always the plug. 9 times out of 10, it's not the plug. The plug's fine. It could be fouled. But why is it fouled? What is it telling you? What is it telling you about your bike? The health of your bike, the health of the top end. Maybe you got a leaky valve. Maybe you got something else going on there, burnt rings or whatever. So not seeing oil on the plugs is good. That's good. It tells me don't have anything leaking there, or it tells me my without doing a compression check, it tells me that I'm probably going to see good numbers if I do a compression check, which I don't have a compression gauge. Unfortunately, I became broke before I was able to finish my motorcycle guru kit. But anyway, meaning tools, proper tools for it. The thing that you're going to be doing when you're reading plugs, okay, you got to be part ninja, part Jedi, part guru, part I don't know, some sort of, third eye Jedi mind, fourth dimensional spark plug reader. It is an art form, is what I'm telling you. Oh, that one looks rough. That one looks really rough. These are not new plugs. These are not new plugs. There's no way you would get that much curl. Oh my god. I'll show you these better in a second there. Hopefully this you can see, but yeah, that is definitely not a new plug. Okay, so that's number 4. So hopefully this is all my problem. These things are looking pretty darn. Oh my god, corrosion on that. If that was put in, okay, let's say 2 years ago, I bought the bike. Okay, the bike's been pretty much stored in the garage. I haven't really ridden it in the rain all that much. I mean, I get caught in the rain from time to time, but yeah, you wouldn't get that much corrosion in 2.5 years on the plugs, I wouldn't think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be wrong. So I'm hoping that's really just all the problem with my bike, is it needs new plugs. Please be that simple. Mr. Murphy, please be that simple. Anyway, I'm going to get this last one out. And then we're going to start reading some plugs. And again, I got to kind of go over memory. I'm going to have to dig out another... this is why it's taken me so long, is I have to remember how I used to do things, and I have to relearn things. So as I'm doing this, I mean, I should be out riding around right now, but the hesitation, that could be the problem right there, is that my plugs are... Okay, I was saying this was kind of a goofy little wrench thing set up, but actually I like it quite a bit. One thing, okay, it's a little more difficult using the, hopefully you guys can see that in view. It's a little more difficult using this end, but you're not putting too much torque on your, it feels like you're putting a lot of torque on it because it's you don't have as much leverage, but you're not over torquing it. Again, this one's coming out pretty good too. They all came out pretty good, so that's good. Taking them out is usually the easy part. Putting them back in is not the easy part. Oh, little tip before you pull out your spark plugs, just take a cloth or something. You don't have to go crazy with it, but just, like, I got sand everywhere on this bike, just because I live, my driveway's pretty much all beach sand and whatever. But just give everything a quick wipe down before you start pulling things apart, and I'll tell you why. That way you're less likely to have stuff fall in the engine now. It's also good. I know some people are going to comment in my last couple of videos where I didn't have my throttle bodies covered and stuff like that. I got something over there now, but any sort of open orifice, anything you're opening up, close it up, so just so stuff doesn't go in there. You'd be surprised what will blow in. There'll be a caterpillar 4 miles away. Wind will catch him and he'll land in there. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? Service says this one looks nice. This one's not bad. Ish. That's weird. I get that same... All the plugs have that little... I wonder what it's doing that it gets that. I guess maybe it's when it's sitting in there like this, and it sweats or something. But these are pretty dirty plugs. But the burn looks good. Like the business end looks good. But there could be something else happening here, and I'll get to that in the next video. I'm going to plug up these holes for now. I got to go grab my Jedi formula book, my spark plug necromancing book. So hopefully, if I'm lucky, I'll just get away with a cleanup on the spark plugs, and away I go. So But when I bought this bike, I mean, it ran cherry. So if there's two things that could be happening here. Maybe this is one of those bikes that's just really hard on spark plugs. So about 9,000 kilometers in, I didn't check my last mileage, but I've basically ridden this bike about, well, not about, exactly 150 rides on the road with this bike, and I don't know how many in the back fields, but no, that includes that too. That includes that too. So I've ridden this bike 150 times, putting a total between last year and this year 8,000 kilometers on it. Mind you, I got on the road really late last year, hence the low mileage. My goal is to put 1,500 gazillion Brazilian miles on this thing. Why? Because I just want to see how far I can go with it. So there we go. So we'll have a look. There's our coils. There's our spark plug holes. And one little thing about these videos, they're probably going to be broken up, part ones, part twos, just to edit them all together. You got to understand, you're probably going to be really mixed up with this channel. It's like, Reg, your bike's all in pieces. How come the next day I see you on the bike? Well, it's kind of like when on my other channel, when one day you see me nice and clean shaven and the 5 o'clock redneck shadow, and then the next day I got like a full beard, and then the next day I'm clean shaven again, the next day I got a full beard. It's because when I upload the videos, I just get them coming out on a schedule, right? So something you might see today, like today is the 24th. Is it 24th or 25th? Saint Jean Baptiste Day, I guess is. It was a long weekend this weekend. Anyway, and the next weekend is Canada Day, and I want this bike on the road for Canada Day. Why? Because there's going to be stuff happening, and I need to be out there and be looking cool. And so, well, I mean, would you let this amount of coolness go to waste?